Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing, as the title implies, relationships within Shenzi. This place. So basically we're going to first go into general relationships, and then we're going to go deeper into personal character relationships, such as Silvio's family, Marina's family, Montango's family, and Crystal's family. And we're going to also be introducing new characters and explaining the recent relationships you've been seeing within the recent shorts I've been making, such as who is the smiley mask person within the recent Crystal videos, or who is Marina in love with within the video of who she's signing to, or is it love? What's the difference between love or obsession? And then we'll also see the different relationships between the characters themselves, such as Silvio and Marina. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to go into our usual order. We're going to start with Cypress Moorland, which is this green place. Shelly Caspin, Celeste Sunzane, and Miyuki Scotty, because that's how I originally created these places, so we're just going to stick to that order. So to start off, we're going to go with general relationships, and then we'll get deeper into things. So Cypress Moorland, here we go. Relationships within Cypress Moorland are based on two factors, actually. It's based on genetics, and it's based on love. So they want good genetics simply because they are trying to breed out imperfections within their community, so they want to become as human as possible by breeding out imperfections. Meaning, they're going to value genetics a good amount. On the other hand, they're also going to value love a good amount too, just because they want a healthy and strong relationship between partners, so they can actually do the deed and make a bunch of children. And funny thing about these families, they have 5 or 10 children sometimes, usually at least 5. As you'll see within Silvio's family, he has 5 siblings, or he's one of 5. So yeah, I would not want to live in Cypress Moorland. I already have 1 sibling, and I am fine with just having 1. The people out there that have 4 and know what that's like, kudos to you. And since the parents have so many kids, it is a little bit hard to love all of them. So the relationships with their kids are, they're not the greatest. So now we're going on to this place, Shelly Caspin. Yes, the water river area. So that's where Marina's from. You'll see that in the video where she's love versus obsession. She's obsessing over someone. So the reason for this is how relationships are built within Shelly Caspin. I keep forgetting that name. So within Shelly Caspin, their main thing with relationships is physical attraction. So that's their whole stick. They like beauty. So since Marina does not have that beauty, since she has the mercury poisoning in a sense, she's not loved very often. So if someone gives her affection or some sort of love, she becomes obsessive, which goes into my next thing, where these relationships between people in Shelly Caspin tend to be pretty toxic, pretty obsessive. They're not healthy compared to Cypress Moorland. Yes, compared to Cypress Moorland, where Cypress Moorland is healthy. Shelly Caspin, not so much. Also, usually they tend to have a lot less kids than Cypress Moreland. They only have like 1 to 2 kids, just simply because a lot of them have that mercury poisoning to them, so they just don't usually last that long. So it's just whoever makes it, basically. Next we're going to, so we finally finished the disaster relationships within Shelley Caston. Now we're going to go on to Celeste Something, the mountain area, where Prince Montango comes from. Prince Montango, you see, he's like a very serious guy, but these relationships actually within Celeste Something would surprise you, considering how serious you've seen Montango be in most of his videos. So basically, what their relationships are based on is actually 3 things. They're the only one that has 3 things. It's based on power, it's based on getting an heir, and then it's also based on love. You would be surprised considering how serious and kind of cold-hearted Montango is, and also the designs of his 2 parents. So, let's start off with power. They marry for power because they want to build up their authority. So, like, a peasant will try and marry a noble, something like that, so they can gain power. And then they also marry to get heir because they want someone to continue on their legacy. So they kind of see living through their children in a sense. Speaking of children, usually they only have like 1 to 2 children so that they have someone to carry on their name. Montango being the only child, at least as far as we know of. And then going to the love part, they do genuinely love each other because they need to work well together to raise an heir to the throne or to their legacy. So, yeah, that's Celeste Something. Now we're going on to our last general relationship within this area, which is Miyuki Scotty. Miyuki Scotty is kind of what you would expect. Their relationships are often mutual relationships, kind of like an arranged marriage. Basically, if the relationship helps them do their job better, that's the only reason why they would get married, and also to imitate human beings, because remember, their whole goal is to be like humans. So usually they have like 1 to 2 kids, usually a boy and a girl, just to imitate human families, usually it's a straight relationship, and yeah, they just do it just because it's seen as the norm, not because of love or power or even obsession. They just do it just to do it. So that is it for the part about general relationships, and in the second part we're going into a little bit deeper into the relationships with Prince Silvio, Princess Marina, Prince Montango, and Princess Crystal. So, as usual, we're going to be going in the same order. Cypress Moreland, Shelley Caston, Celeste Something, and Miyuki Scotty. So, Silvio is the first character that we're starting with because he lives within Cypress Moreland. So, Silvio's family is one of the biggest families within the royal family in Shenzi. So he has 2 moms, which are the 2 queens. Then he has 4 other siblings. He is one of 5, as I said earlier. And we will be going through the age of each one of these characters and their status, because we kind of need to know the names of these characters. And then off to this side, you will see that character, an image of that character pop up. Some of them I have not completely made yet, so it'll just be a blank image here if I have not created them or drawn out the concept for them yet. But there will be new characters that we're going to be seeing coming up later. So this is kind of like a pre-introduction to them. So we got the two queens, which are the moms. And then we have our oldest, which is Sage. We've seen Sage a few times, like within Silvio's backstory and just a few other videos. We've seen Sage, so we've seen her before. She is the age of, she's like around 17. Because she's still wearing the mask, and as you know from my previous videos, teenagers are the ones that wear the face mask. And then adults wear full masks, and then if you haven't already noticed in some of my previous videos, Silvio, when he's younger, is wearing like a mask across his face down, so that's usually for children. So that's how you're going to be able to tell what age each of my characters are, is what mask they're going to be wearing. So yeah, Sage is 17, she is the oldest sister, and her status is deceased. So as you've seen through, if you haven't checked out already, the short Silvio's backstory, basically to explain that, Sage passed away from being crushed by a tree branch and from tremors. So yeah, her status is not alive anymore. But she would have been the heir to the throne had she survived that. So we already know who she is. Next person is, we have two middle children. So we have twins actually. We got Princess Maple and Prince Coco. Notice how I used like tree-related names. So one is a princess, one's a prince. They are both the same age. They are going to be currently 20 in the story, since Sage has passed away at 17. If Sage was still around, she would be 22. Just to get that out of the way. So Princess Maple and Prince Coco are both 20 currently, and their status is banished and traded. So Princess Maple has been banished to Mancelanium. So we don't know what happened to her in Mancelanium. She did something bad, we know that. And then Prince Coco was traded. So I have not made a video on this yet, but I will. Basically, each of these areas have different trades, and Cypress Moorland specifically trades children for adoption. Since there's 5 kids and one's a twin, they decided to trade the twin. So that's why Prince Coco's status is traded. He's in a different family. So those two are out. Then we got the second youngest. The second youngest is Prince Silvio, and he is currently 17. He right now is the heir to the throne, since his oldest sister is gone and the 2 twins are gone. So he is the heir to the throne. He's not supposed to be, though. And then we have one more. The youngest is 13, Prince Maine. So his status is a child. He has no real purpose right now. He's just kind of living his life under his parents. So yeah, that's the whole family of Prince Silvio. It's very complicated, since one of them's dead, another's banished to Mancelanium, which is not a good place, and then we also got one who was traded. and then all of a sudden, he's a heir. So, yeah, he has an interesting family. So, next we're going to go on to Marina's family. Hers is a lot simpler. She only has one other sibling. She has the mom, she has the dad, she has one other sibling. So, her dad's a first one, her mom is the queen, and then she is actually a twin. Princess Marina is a twin to her brother, which is named Prince Shore. They are both the age of 17, and their status is rivals for heir. So, a little bit later in this video, you're going to see why they're rivals, but they're also rivaling for being heir to the throne because they're both the same age, and Marina is insecure about her looks, and her brother just does not like her, so that's basically how their families function. Very dysfunctional family. You're going to notice a lot of these. So let's go on to Montango's family. He is probably the easiest one. He has a decent family. I wouldn't say good. But Montango has two dads, one being the first one, and then he is a single child. So he is also the age of 17, and he is heir to the throne because, as we mentioned previously, whoever's the child of someone is in plus something, usually it's their responsibility to carry out the family legacy. So finally we're going to be going into Crystal's family. So she has a dad, a mom, and one sibling. So she is the youngest, so the oldest is going to be Prince something. I did not figure out his name. I did not write that down. So, he's a very nothing character right now. I have not figured him out yet. But his age is 18 and his status is heir to the throne. Then, the youngest is going to be Princess Crystal. She is the age of 17 and her status is ill. If we saw in the recent videos where she has, specifically the one where she takes happy pills, or one titled Be Happy or Smile, or I don't remember the name I put, but basically she picks up pills and then takes them and then she starts being this smiley dude. So basically what that is kind of a manifestation of emotions. People in her area is not supposed to feel emotions. She's feeling the opposite. She's feeling like intense emotions. She doesn't completely understand it. So that's her status. They don't understand why she feels these things. So she's considered ill right now. So yeah, that's the immediate family. Then we're going to go into friendships. So, friend groups. The only friend group we have so far is Silvio, Marina, Montango, and Crystal. They are all somewhat friends. They all work together, at least. So lovers is in this friend group. So there is a love triangle. So Marina and Shore are in love with Silvio. And Silvio is clueless about this. So Marina and Shore, as well as being rivals to be heir to the throne, also have the same lover. So they both are trying to get Silvio's attention, and they also, relationships within Shelley Custon are usually obsessive, so we can all see how much of a disaster that's gonna go for poor Silvio. He's gonna have a lot of fun with those two. And then we also have another relationship thing. Crystal in love with Montango. Crystal is feeling very vulnerable, and Montango is going to be around when she's feeling vulnerable and ill. So she's gonna start developing some confusing feelings for him. And Mantango, we'll see if he responds back or not with those feelings. And then our obvious rivals, we got Marina and Shore being rivals for being heir, and also rivals for love of Silvio. And we also got another surprising rivalry, Mantango and Silvio. Mantango and Silvio, their rivalry is just simply because where they come from. They both are two different sides of the same coin, really. But because they come from completely different places, where Cypress Moorland, they are very nature-oriented, meanwhile Slut Something is very technology-oriented. They just generally don't get along as of right now. And then, who's the BFFs in this story? Silvio towards Marina. Silvio thinks that Marina is his best friend forever. In reality, Marina likes him, and then Shore also likes him. So Silvio's a little bit oblivious right now, but his heart's in a good place, just doesn't really know what's going on. So that is it for our video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This took a while to make. I am trying to improve my posting schedule and how I do these videos. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye!